There you go. 5 minutes of me on mainstream media. Maybe Americans would wake up. Thank you, and welcome to our show at the Hangout. I'm officially starting our Hangout right now, which talks about the waste in our government, wasteful spending, up close and personal. Well, I'd like to make a viral video, but I don't necessarily believe that everything on the internet on Google is properly measuring hits. I believe the hit counters have been altered, as have the algorithms. The algorithms have been altered, and they did this with a Penguin update. I don't know if any of you noticed that in 2010, the Penguin update at Google kept a lot of people who had a lot of hits from making any money. I've talked to many people who had 50,000 hits in their site that wanted to make more. And all of a sudden, their checks went from making good money on Google AdSense to making very little. The Penguin update. Yeah, so I think Google has been working as a conduit for the government and the NSA, making sure that certain videos don't go viral. It's in the government's best interest to not allow a third party to grow in this nation. If a third party grows, there's going to be a serious amount of cutting of the federal dollar waste. Okay, David Ebola in here, flight 1143, right? Amber Joy Vincent was on the flight. Have they identified how many people on that Cleveland flight have been in touch, and how far is it going now? Is it about 1,000 people that could get Ebola right now in America? 16 days till blackface. Thanks for measuring the dates. Yep. My fellow Americans, this is not the country that I dreamed of. fourscore and 7 years ago, our nation was a strong nation. I don't even know what Abraham Lincoln talked like. He could have sounded like you, Carl. They say he had a high voice. You're the best guest here, 787, so far. Denzel Abram movie in the theaters, Equalizer. It was awesome. I'm going to check that out, man. Thanks.
I'm going to see Robin Williams' last film.
Oh, what's the name of it? Hanging from a doorknob?
Never.
Oh, okay.
What? No, he finished up a couple of films before he allegedly killed himself.
Right. Okay, well, allegedly, I'm glad you added that. Okay. I don't believe that Robin Williams killed himself. But we don't normally talk about things like that on this show, but I tend to believe that he was involved in a lover's tryst with his wife. And I don't know if anyone's even implicated her. But the newest theory is that he killed himself with autoerotic asphyxiation. And I don't buy that story either. That's the same story that went around talking about Keith Carradine or David Carradine. I don't do stand-up. I do sit-down, 337. It's a whole different ball of wax. This way I can rest my gluteus maximus and not get hemorrhoids while standing in front of you pretending to be funny. It's a lot easier, I'll tell you that. For the record, I don't have hemorrhoids. He had money trouble. Oh, yeah, right. He had money trouble. What a crock of crap. Robin Williams was going to get $20 million this year in revenue from all these movies. What are you talking about? He had money problems. What a joke. His wives were draining him dry. Here's an actual clip of Joan Rivers and Jay Leno talking about the late Robin Williams right before Joan died.
You think Joan was murdered?
I think that Joan was murdered, yeah. In fact, I know she was murdered. That clinic in New York, yeah. They did. Apparently somebody walked in and did this procedure on her. It wasn't the doctor that she had chosen, and she didn't sign off on the vocal cord biopsy. All right. Oh, okay. Well, let me just go to that story and see if anything's there. Jay Leno talks awkward Joan Rivers ban on Tonight Show. Oh, I remember that. Yeah. I remember when she was banned from the Tonight Show. That was Joan Rivers and Johnny back in the day. Johnny got her a start in Hollywood, and look where that got her. Clipped at 81 years old, taken out. David, as president, you need to encourage people to get help for depression, not call them sex perverts. Nicole, thank you. And, coming from a person who doesn't want to talk about anal sex, I appreciate that, Nicole. So let's talk about sex instead of talking about the sex itself, okay? Let's talk about the depression, involved with sex and the sex addiction. Let's talk about the addiction many young people have to porn today. You want to talk about that? Would that be better? And Siren C doesn't like that kind of talk either. All right. So let's talk about how people are spinning off in depression right now, and sex is their only diversion, and for a lot of people that's not enough. You need to contact a crisis unit that specializes in sex therapy. The fight against Ebola has just hit the whole deal. Good. Thank you for that clip. I'll play that in a little bit. Cool. Giraffe brain. 5 days since Sunday. Yeah, they're checking some people, but this is an interesting clip. Let's bring it in. Okay.
Family members
so they're sick.
They have been sick.
Yeah.
So I sent for the ambulance.
Yeah.
The ambulance is coming. So today the ambulance came here. But then we did came here with them. They stay in the car. They haven't removed them. They haven't carried anything. They don't tell us anything. So it's like we're sacrificing them.
Part of the problem with stopping the spread of Ebola is the lack of treatment facilities and trained healthcare staff.
Okay, we'll stop there. The lack of trained healthcare staff and facilities, right? So we're going to start creating facilities in a few days to set up houses. There's 4,000 men and women now in Liberia and Sierra Leone, risking their lives, military personnel, and not only are they risking their lives, they're potential victims themselves. No, we won't necessarily allow people to visit Area 51, clean underwear, but I do support the Full Disclosure Project, which has the president reveal everything that they know. So whatever they tell me, I can reveal to you. What do you think of I-594? Yeah, sure. There's a lot of issues, local issues that are being talked about locally. Yeah. Let's take a look at it. The Washington Alliance for Gun Responsibility has put together a couple plans to make it harder for people to get guns. Initiative 594 concerns background checks for firearm sales and transfers. I'm on record with the NRA as supporting any measures that require registration. The measure would apply the currently used criminal and public safety background checks by licensed dealers to all firearm sales and transfers. So I support that. That includes guns and online sales. But I want to mention one caveat, and that is that we have the ability to make sure that all of the registration, all of the people checked to make sure they can buy a gun can be done instantaneously with the advent of the computer and shared information.
Absolutely.
Are you there, Carl? I don't know. We got a.
I'm here.
Yeah, we've got a possibility of just preventing violent criminals and mental patients from getting a gun. So I don't have a problem with 594 myself, but that's why the NRA gave me a C-, which kind of sucks. I told them that I think they upgraded me to a C+, but that's the only area that I would like to see some measures, registration checks, not registration itself, just to make sure that somebody's not a criminal. I don't want their name written down that they are the gun owner. So I have to look at that specifically. If it asks to write names down and register people like Connecticut does, I'm against that. We don't need more Nazi-like conditions like Barack Obama is encouraging with people standing in lines. It's crazy. I mean, it's going to end up as people being on human rail trains eventually. You know, if we go down that line, it'll be like the Dow commercial involving human rail trains. You got people standing in line for gun registration in Connecticut right now, right near where you are, Carl. It's kind of crazy.
I wouldn't stand in line to register for guns if they threatened to break in my door and shoot me if I didn't.
I know.
I'd be like, bring it on.
A lot of people feel the same way, and not everybody. They say 50,000 people did not register their guns in Connecticut. So I don't support gun registration. I'm going to be carted off? I don't see how. Yeah, I will die before I'm carted off. There's no way I would allow my body to be removed from my premises without a deadly fight, unless, of course, they had a search warrant or a search warrant, and they had all the legal parameters. But even if they had the legal parameters, I knew that they were taking people in who didn't have Ebola vaccines, for instance. I mean, it could get this bad that they could RFID chip people who are medically induced with an Ebola vaccine to verify that they are indeed vaccinated with this deadly disease, which to me is the ultimate irony. You know, sticking a virus or an attenuated virus into somebody is not going to prevent them from getting the disease necessarily. Okay, so you're selling a product that,
Is
thank
everyone
you.
complaining about this? Hi, everyone.
Hi, everybody. Well, I don't necessarily think we need to do that. We need to actually stop flights from Africa into the U.S. Now, the fact that Barack Obama still doesn't want to do that is insane.
I agree, and we should ban Americans from traveling to that country at least until it's taken care of, the issue with the Ebola.
Carl, you know, somebody just accused you of being weak. Carl has seriously kicked some butt in his life. He told me he's been in numerous fights, which were not exactly good for the other guy. So I don't know why you prejudged who Carl is. Cherry Breeze, hi, how are you? I care about you. I have not said anything about Cherry Breeze. I'm sorry, Cherry Breeze. Yeah. Cherry Breeze is here. She's having a little feeling of, you know, a little feeling of alienation, and I'm not ignoring you, Cherry Breeze. He looks like Brock Lesnar. Okay. Thanks, Shrek. I heard about the guy in the Ebola bus incident. No, Mr. Clutch. What is that? Hi, Candy Breeze. No, it's Cherry Breeze, Bandog. Yeah. Cherry is a wonderful supporter. She is our all-time international supporter, everybody. Hi there. Thanks for coming in. And it's late where you are in England. Yes. I'm sure he is pissed off I banned him, but I had to ban him because he had every warning in the world to modify his behavior, and he never did. Now, I gave that guy 5 chances, and I normally only give people 3. Nobody's got an ex-girl here. I'm not interested in having relations with anybody but Sarah. She's the only person in my life, and I think everybody knows that. But there's a lot of people that would like to get to know Sarah and I understand that you have attraction for Sarah or I, and I can't control your attraction for me, but at the same time, I do believe that we could actually continue sharing every day on the internet. Obviously, this rich internet application that we use today is a benefit for doing just that, you know, sharing. But I would never go beyond that. And all of these contacts that I have, even with Candy Rain, have been online in front of everybody. So that's the important thing. So anybody can call in, not just Carl, but anybody has our number, 707-URATP. I'll write that in the number. All right, let me take a look at the news because it's important that we, and I will research 594 a little bit more. But tentatively, I'm in favor of people getting checked out and verified before they get a gun. But I think it should be instantaneous. Okay, a new Ebola case has been confirmed. There it is. Judge Clay Jenkins of Dallas County, Dr. Daniel Varga of Texas Health Resources, and Mayor Mike Rollins of Dallas discussed the second healthcare worker who tested positive for Ebola. The fact that they let that woman, the lady that nurse had handled, Duncan, on a plane to Cleveland. I mean, all of you are probably going, I can't believe this government. This is insane. I know I am. I'm blown away. It just gets worse and worse. Why would they allow these people to get out of their loop if they're touching an Ebola patient? I mean, this is the kind of thing we need to put a clamp on. That's why I believe possibly this is willful, purposeful incompetence by our government. Come on, Denzel. You're going to be banned for that crap. I will ban you. I'm going to ban you for that. I'm fine. No, I didn't mod him. I banned him. I hit the button wrong. But I'll make sure he's not a mod. There we go. We don't want to give him mod status. Thank you. Okay, they banned him, and then I demodded him. Rod. Wow. You know, after that little stunt last night, keeping me offline, and I came back to do a show from a local Wi-Fi outlet, that just does not make me feel good, man. Yeah, I understand Glenn's room was involved in that too. Yeah, not cool. Yeah, if you want to call in right now, you can call in unless you're Rod, and you can't call in. And I don't think Ed can get in either. Dave, they're treating this terrorist. Here, this is good. Yelling, "I have Ebola" on a bus can get you arrested. Okay. Exciting. Let's see if anybody else wants to talk, Carl. Let me check this out.
Call phone.
Hey, this is Kansas City.
To add this caller to your current call, press 5. To accept, press...
Hey, Kansas City, what's going on?
Oh, not much, but we're going to the World Series, buddy.
Yeah, man, I can't believe it. It's just unreal. Are you betting on these games? Unreal.
Love your show, bro. Love your show.
Love you too. Well, Kansas City.
Say that.
All right. Well, thanks for calling, man. I'm looking at a bus evacuated over the Ebola scare right now. What's this?
I know that's crazy stuff, man. They'll just block them all off, not let them over.
Yeah, a man wearing a surgical mask and a woman got onto a bus in L.A. He proclaimed he has Ebola. Moments later, he threw the mask on the ground, and they both got off the bus. Now the FBI is involved in trying to track down the man with an investigation beginning with being treated as possible terrorist threat. But, you know, I think the government needs to get a little bit smarter here, don't you? Jeez. You know, it's...
We're going to the World Series, man. Same people.
Yeah, Kansas City.
Thank you.
Thank you, man. World Series on your way, buddy.
It's been a nightmare, frankly.
Thank
for
you.
the nurses.
Thank you.
We've
I'll see you, buddy.
been-
Don't get Ebola, man.
We've tried to get
All right.
hospitals in the country
Thanks.
to actually hear the nurses, hear the concerns. We've been told.
Oh, we
a lot
can
of
trust
things
this
have been
woman.
Wrong.
Roseanne DeMora. Okay. Yeah, Kansas City Royals are in the World Series for the first time since 1985, everybody. Well, that'll be a great game. Carly, are you still on?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, great. I never got in a fight with a hot dog salesman. It's not, you know, to call me a racist is a gross, inappropriate statement. I have never said a racial slur in my life, and I would never do anything remotely like what you just said. All right, Carl's still here. Hey, Sarah, welcome.
Hey, what's up with me?
Oh, you got a makey. Cool. Excellent. Nice. Sarah got a cool little technology toy she can show us tomorrow. No, I am not a liar and I'm not a racist, so I'm going to ban you too, even though you're a guest. And don't use the N-word here. Thanks. I mean, I got enough heat from people calling me a racist for doing a parody of Barack Obama, which happens to be the only thing. Oh, you're talking about the guy who was cooking with charcoal at the music festival? I didn't threaten the guy. Yeah, I just told the guy I think it's inappropriate to cook with lighter fluid. Yeah, we're going to let you come into the show, though. And please don't put a swastika next to my name. I appreciate that. Thanks. That's nice. You're telling me it's messed up. If your view is chem clouded earlier
I'm
this morning,
sorry, I didn't mean to ignore you. I do have a lot of windows open, and I do get a lot of people that make stuff up or talk about me, so I usually just ignore it. I apologize.
It's okay. Hey, I'm officially making October 15th Chemtrail Pollution Day. I'm telling everybody now that chemtrail is pollution. Yeah, and today I looked up into the heavens above my house, and I saw a massive plume of barium and aluminum over my beautiful house in Washington so that it can bring more water into the area so it can dehydrate California, Nevada, Arizona. Yeah. So I'm going to make Chemtrail Pollution Day October 15th. So we're aware that chemtrails are a terrible source of this huge problem, global climate change that we're having. I'm not a Nazi, no. I don't speak German. No, I understand German because I studied it for 3 years, but I don't speak it. People still don't believe in chemtrails. I know, Boo Boo Kitty. It's hard to convince people that they're real. And they're all the evidence shows that they're official. They're right out in front of everybody. And nobody seems to care except you guys. And that's why you're in our chat room talking. No, I wasn't born April 20. Well, maybe I was, maybe I wasn't. But, you know, I can't tell you exactly what day I was born. But I was born in 1960. I'm 54 years old. And I've seen a lot in my life. I actually witnessed the burial of John F. Kennedy when I was 2 years old. I was glued to the TV set. And I knew at the time, because I was so brilliant, that something horrible had happened in our country. And we lost a serious problem. I mean, we lost a seriously great guy. We created a terrible problem. And stop saying negative things about Cherry. Thank you. I'm going to purge that, and you will be banned next time.
Guys.
We're the same age, really? She's 54. I thought Siren was 42, but that's news. Are you indeed, Siren? Wow. Interesting. All right, looking hot, Dave. Hey, let's be clear. Dave's IQ is higher than Einstein. It is. You're not, I know you're like in your, I'm going to say you're 39. No, I'm not. There's no prospects here. I told you I'm a one-woman man. I believe in monogamy. And I believe that the key to a long-term happy relationship is monogamy. Otherwise, you just totally blow it. I mean, if you guys are in some sort of a weird liberal relationship where everyone says, hey, whatever, it's cool, you know, good luck. Because you could get an STD. You won't have any trust in your relationship. You'll never really know if you can trust your partner. Good luck with that. Good luck with messing around with threesomes. Seriously. How many of you have tried it? Well, make no mistake about it. You look fabulous. Thank you. You did? Did it work out for you? Is it working out for you all the time now? How often do you check the lesions and chancres that are growing in your body? Okay. So when you're not active with herpes, you go out and have threesomes. You see where I'm going with this? Especially with Ebola. I mean, how do you know you could touch something? Come on. Did I say chancres? I'm sorry. I meant festering sores. That's a little bit more palatable. No, I will not play any of those videos, Rod. Yeah, I'm sorry you've fallen into a state of a stupor, a belladonic haze, but it seems that you have. I know. And you're not even able to do that because you're in a belladonic haze. Once you reach that level of veritable hysteria, things get weird. So let's talk about what else is in the news besides the Kansas City Royals. A new Ebola case has been confirmed, and U.S. vows vigilance, which means absolutely nothing. Basically, Barack Obama, his sense of vigilance is to let the virus come on in willy-nilly and just continue flights from Africa, and God forbid we limit any imports coming from Liberia or Sierra Leone. I mean, hello. I support everybody getting welfare. I don't care if they're black, white, Asian, Hispanic, but I want to make sure we don't have welfare fraud. All people are disgusting sluts, you said? Wow, Guest 325 has a really bad attitude. I feel like a warm security blanket, 712. Thank you. I don't have any background checks. No. I don't walk around with an AIDS test on me saying, hey, I'm available. That's just insane. I doubt anyone does that at bars. Your AIDS test approval rating. Walking around. Hey, when I get my teeth, I'll pretend to be a Buck Dave, and I'll put that little thing out there. Well, I'm going to stop welfare fraud, Nicole, by one of the key ways we're going to do it is to modify the way the program runs so that the coders that do the programming and send the checks out of Alabama make sure that people don't get multiple checks to the same residence. Now, I know people get them in their bank account now, but we're going to make sure only the top check goes to that residence. People won't be able to play this game where they get 3 families living off the welfare money. I'm not gay, never have been, don't want to be. My new video, Al? Oh, thanks. Al sent me something special. Okay. Thanks a lot. Okay, not a bad attitude man said men are not. That man said men are not monogamous. I said nobody except the pure can be monogamous, only find on deathbed if they're pure. Okay. Well, look at, I'm speaking to a lot of you guys who waste your precious bodily fluids constantly by masturbating. Hang on.
Call from is Dave there?
Yeah, Dave's here. Okay.
To add this caller to your current call,
Carl, I'm
press
gonna add this person
press
here.
1.
Go ahead, Carl. Hello, this
I'm
is.
here.
Is this a call for me, Dave?
Hello, this is Christy York. Is Dave there?
Yes, Christy, I'm here. What can I do for you? Hello.
Thanks. Yeah, hi, this is Christy York. I'd like to return the computer.
What computer? That's weird. See, we've got all kinds. I lost the call to you, Carl. We got lots of people trying to scam everybody out there. Well, you're wasting your precious bodily fluids, okay? Just so you know. All right. It was kind of psychotic. I know. She was kind of like a horrible person who. Okay, I'm looking more like another person, 18 characters max. Wow. Oh, you're talking about the Heaven's Gate guy? You know, I thought I had a friend with you, man. You're saying I look like the Heaven Gates guy. Seriously? That's just a stretch. For one, my ears are not at all the size of his. Okay? He's got much bigger ears. You know, and I would never tell people that Hale Bopp is going to take their eternal spirit and send them into another place. That's ridiculous. You're trying to tell me that I look like this guy. That's what you're trying to say, basically. I mean, no ifs, ands, or buts. All right, let's see if we have a match. My nose is much better looking than his, for one. My eyes are wider than his, too. You see, wide eyes are a sign of oh, hang on, I'll widen his face a bit. Let me see if I can get the eyes aligned. Don't worry, everybody. Hale Bopp is coming back for another round 2. God. You're sick. I think so, too. I'm sorry you feel that way. That was scaring me, too. I don't know why I was showing that, Sunstar. What are Applegat pics? Have you seen this latest White House Vine?
Turn up for what? Turn up for what?
So Michelle Obama is probably going to get some sort of a career.
Turn up for what?
I think she's thinking of taking all the money she and Barack have made from the secret deals and starting her own rock group, maybe the Blazing Transgenders, something like that. The politically correct transgenders. Well, let's be clear. Well, the White House garden will have organic vegetables, everything under the sun. I'm not wild, Nicole. It's just we're just talking about interesting stuff. This used to be open topic night. We used to talk about sex, abortion, pro-choice, pro-life. Where do you stand? And I just told you you're wasting your precious bodily fluids, but I'm not a person who has kids. So don't get me wrong. I mean, I would love to see more people have children, and I support the idea that this world could actually have room for up to 10 billion people if we want. Up to 10 billion people, but with the new Ebola case confirmed, that's 10 billion less than 1. Okay. So we're going to lose another Ebola patient, folks. It's been confirmed. They have about a 70% chance of dying. Sativa indica, sensimilla. You're forgetting sensimilla, which I find interesting. Most people are just think about sativa and yeah, The sense to me, man, is like way better. You make a horrible entrepreneur, you don't make money. What makes you think I don't make enough money? You know, I don't make a lot of money, but I make enough to buy rice and beans and continue to live in the manner that I've grown accustomed to. Making my bean and cheese burritos every night in the microwave has been very good for me. You know, you can live on less than $1 a day if you just buy bean and cheese burritos for 25 cents a piece. I'm not about cash, man. I told you I made a vow of poverty. I could eat kidney beans, yeah. Awesome, Carl. That's weird, Cherry. I replied to you 10 minutes. Yeah, Awesome Carl's been replying to Cherry Breeze, and you're not replying to her and him. Maybe Cherry Breeze is a little bit overwhelmed with the show right now. All right. I eat chicken. I'll eat whatever's available. I live on a very little amount of money, way less than Ed. Nicholas is calling. Okay. Hi, Nicholas. How are you? Okay. Let me put you live here for everybody to hear. What is it you want to talk about?
I want to talk about the statements you made on the welfare and Medicare and
okay,
you know, all that, and the food stamps and all that.
Yeah, let's talk about it.
It's only like about 1% that really abuse the system.
Really? How do you know that number? You just pull it out of the air? Or where do you get that number?
No, you don't pull it out of the air. You have to remember. I've lived with the homeless. I've lived with the poor. I ran a homeless organization in Salt Lake City back in 1989. I was on the mayor's committee. I did a one-day seminar from on all senior heads of the government.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Also done work with the homeless.
I'm not talking about your reputation. I'm talking about how you got that statistic.
Hold on. That's what I'm talking. I'm getting to that.
Okay.
I mean, you know, you want to make a statement, but you can't back up your statement that more people abuse the system than actually need help with the system. I mean, you talk about living in a van and that. Well, I lived in a van too, you know, off and on. I've been almost off and on for something like 20 some years.
Okay.
My point being is that if you take that 1%, that abuse the system, actually you can even break that down of people who are on welfare or getting some type of assistance from the government. The majority of those people truly need the assistance they get.
Okay.
I mean, can you live, I mean, you know, you're from the same state I'm from. I'm from Washington just like you. You're on the West Coast, I'm on the East Coast. But my point being, you know that they get you know, the average single person gets about 300 and something a month or 400 and something a month if they're not married. If you got a family of four, it's right around 500, 600, something like that. But I mean, look at the rent, what you pay for rent, what you pay for food, you know, and then you got to look at, well, with all the programs that they've cut, Congress and bowing Obama up there, you know, you have to look.
I'm not trying to cut that. I'm not trying to cut the programs. I'm not making a clean sweep against welfare fraud. I'm trying to just target the individuals that are doing this. Not everybody else should get what they get right now.
The statement made it sound like that everybody that's collecting is abusing the system.
Hell no! Are you getting two checks? Excuse me. Hello. Can I shut you down for a second? Thank you. Are you getting two checks for your family? Is somebody like your child getting a welfare check, and are you getting a welfare check? Because that's what I'm talking about.
No.
Okay. You're not going to get cut. I'm not going to cut anybody with disability. I'm not going to cut any American citizens. Are you an American citizen?
I hope I am.
Okay, there's a lot of non-American citizens getting welfare, dude. Ma'am.
Dude, let
sir.
me tell you something.
Miss.
Dude. I'm not a dude. I'm a sir. I'm no different than you are, dude.
All right. I don't know. I mean, I can't tell. Sometimes you could have a high voice and be a lesbian, you know.
The way you put it.
Yeah. I'm not trying to make it sound like this happening everywhere. I know of one family in Tacoma, Washington, that are bringing in $9 grand a month. Okay. And they got 4 families living in the same house. They get $9 grand. The mother drives a Mercedes-Benz. They've been living off welfare for a long time, making about $100 grand a year. It doesn't have to be black, white, or Hispanic. It could be anything. But the fact is, these people that are sucking off the system, and it's a simple change that I'm making to the programming of the checks themselves, so that the biggest check goes to that address. And all the other ones aren't siphoning off the government, pretending like, oh, we should live under the same house and eat to share food. It's not the same.
I agree with
All right.
you. I agree with what you're saying. My point is, though, you made it absolutely sound like even people that truly needed it.
No way. I did not sound that way, and I'm sorry. It's made that. I would never cut your welfare, and I would never cut your Social Security. I would never. You need your fruits, your grains, and your vegetables, your protein, and your dairy, but you don't need 23 cases of welfare fraud in Pennsylvania. But that's what I'm looking at right now.
Well, yeah, that's back east, and you have that problem back east. I'm from back east. I'm from New Jersey originally. I haven't been back there since '79. But I can show you people that are living in $100,000 homes collecting food stamps. As far as that goes, I mean, I've done shows on that. People living in $100,000 homes collecting food stamps, which they shouldn't be.
So there's some abuse. That's all I was talking about. Just that little layer of abuse.
There are people that truly don't.
I think there's more than 1%. You think there's 1%. I think we can agree.
It is 1%. It's about 1%. If you take I'm talking not the $100,000, $50,000 home. I'm talking about the average person that lives on, that is getting welfare or food stamps, that are getting well under the poverty line, which I think is what, 24,000, 25,000 a year, or somewhere around there.
No, the poverty line is 10,000, 11,000 a year right now.
You got homeless people and welfare people and that are either abusing the system and using it to get drugs or beer or et cetera there. But I mean, the normal person that's on there, out of that population, you're looking at 1%. I mean, I've dealt with this all my life.
All right.
I've lived around.
Can we move on? Can we move on? Because I've had this conversation, 10 times now?
This also, Dave.
Go ahead. What about the Ebola outbreak? Are you upset? Are you concerned? Or is this kind of something you'll just blow off?
No, I am concerned about the Ebola. I was going to do a show on that today.
Okay. Well, you sound like Awesome Carl. You want to do a show too, huh? Okay.
We were talking about Ebola, and I realize you want to drop the other subject, and that's fine. Let me ask you a question about Ebola, though.
Yeah.
Do you think that Ebola is a man-made chemical?
I'm not being disrespectful to this person, and I'm not disrespectful to elderly people, and I don't even want to accuse this person of being elderly, okay? But seriously, it's not a bad thing. But I believe that the Ebola was artificially engineered to be the modern Ebola virus. I do believe that, but it's not something in chemical range. It's actually protein synthesized virus, which the government's been able to do that since 1997. They've been able to synthesize viruses, and they've been doing it with vaccinations. Nothing's stopping them from doing something like this because they've got a weapons program, and they work on.
Oh, sure, and that's what I meant when I said chemical. It was more or less. Well, I guess I should say the biological weapon, warfare weapon. And I mean, what better place to test a weapon of that nature, than over there in Africa?
Yeah. Well, it's very possible. Many people believe that was the original purpose of the AIDS virus, a series of viruses that break the body down to kill off people in Africa. So I can't verify that.
Every time we have an outbreak of something in this country, it always starts over there in Africa.
I know. Conditions are terrible.
Africa.
Okay, I'm going to bring Sarah into the call, and I'm going to take another caller. But I want to thank you for calling, and call again if you really have an important issue you want to bring up with us. Okay? Thank you. Okay, we got another caller coming in.
Call from. Okay, I've sent the caller.
Okay, so Sarah's in. Let's greet Sarah and say hi to her. Let me get that off of there. Go ahead. Welcome to the show, Sarah.
Thank you. You want to get that off there too?
Yeah, I'm going to shrink it.
Okay.
I'm going to put it in the corner here.
Welcome. Thank you so much.
Yeah, anyway. How was your day?
Good.
Good. Great. I saw that little device you had for tomorrow. That'll be show it to people what we can do with that.
Yeah, we can just show the video.
Tech Thursday, yeah. Okay, Shrek is calling. Hey, Shrek, how are you?
What's going on, David? Now, to that caller's comments about the Ebola virus, it is a man-made virus. You know, if you go back to 1932 to 1972, what was the man-made virus? The Tuskegee syphilis experiment, correct?
There you go. Yeah, and a lot of the man-made viruses go back there. Yeah.
And what was the syphilis experiment mostly generated to? Black male men, black women in Africa.
Well,
Right.
specifically when you say Tuskegee, it was originally the airmen that were the Tuskegee Airmen, and yes, they were African American.
Right. So yeah, you know, I tried calling in, and you know, while that color was on there, but
Yeah.
yes, to answer his question, I feel that it is a man-made virus.
Okay. The thing is,
Very well
yes, a
said.
man-made virus is the answer. I tried to steer him in that direction, but I didn't know the specifics. I believe that there's patent out there for the Ebola vaccinations. So they're already preparing a vaccination, even though I would never take one. But the idea of taking an attenuated virus is and that means weakened virus, as serious as Ebola, I wouldn't let that in my body. If you paid me $1 million or even $100 million, I still wouldn't take that virus into my body. It's a death sentence, in my opinion. I don't mind
Now,
telling you.
I heard that they're wanting to take at least 70 Americans, or you know, whatever it is, and inject them with the Ebola vaccine that has 24% of the Ebola virus in it. Is it true?
I have not heard that.
Yeah, well, that could be true. I mean, they're going
I
to
don't
sneak
know, but
something
I have
into
not
this
heard
whole
that.
mix.
I think that would be very ridiculous.
It would be.
I think it would be very unsafe, especially considering that what they really need to focus on is getting the hospitals. All hospitals in the U.S. need to be brought up to a level that can handle Ebola patients. Right now, even the nurses unions are saying that they're not prepared for an Ebola outbreak. And in fact, the nurse in Dallas was infected through the patient that she was treating.
But Sarah, the CDC and the president said that America wasn't going to have an Ebola outbreak.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Oh, I trust them.
Yeah, sure. I'm telling people not to touch anything unless you have rubber gloves.
Yeah.
Seriously, rubber gloves. I'm going to buy a huge bin of those plastic food gloves that you get. They're made out of heavy plastic. I'm not going to try the vinyl ones that are like tight to my skin. I'm going to go with disposable ones that they use. Food handlers use these all the time. I'm going to show you a couple of gloves that I have and I'm going to start using.
Well, one of the things that
when you guys go out to the store or go out and do your daily thing, do you guys wear anything protective?
No, I don't.
currently
right now.
I don't, but we have talked about that.
Yeah.
Especially, I mean, we sometimes go out to eat, and we were talking about that at that location.
Okay, in this little baggie right here, I've got a couple of, this is how small 2 gloves take in your pocket. And I would use those at a restaurant now. I'm thinking of using those whenever I go out because I don't trust that the skin contact that the nurse did that handled Duncan, she said that she had touched her face with the glove. Now that doesn't mean she put the glove in her nose or touched her eye with the glove.
But
She touched her face with the glove. And that means that this virus may very well be able to get through the semi-permeable membrane we call our skin.
David, seriously,
But
how
doesn't the
often
person have to be sweating? If a person has Ebola, don't both of you have to be sweating in order for it to get into
No,
your
not
system?
necessarily.
I don't know
no.
that. I don't think anyone knows.
No, because they were saying that the nurse handled his, was cleaning up defecation, urination, things of that nature.
Whatever.
And so, if you're cleaning that up I have to say this one thing about when you touch your face. I touch my face, but so when I often touch my face, it's not to touch my cheek.
Look at Dave.
It's usually because I have an itch, and my itches unfortunately happen on my nose or near my eyes or near my mouth. And if you're, a quarter centimeter away from any of those locations, the material can very easily enter into one of those orifices, and then you can become sick. So when you're talking about 2 people sweating, no, it doesn't have to be 2 people sweating.
Okay, I have in this box right here.
Oh, wow.
I seal the box. In this box, I have 500 Abso blue masks with the Ziploc baggies all in a closed bag, came from the manufacturer. I've never opened this and never exposed this to any dangerous chemicals. But in there, I've got these bags of 5 Abso masks, and I have to pull a new one out.
You want to show them how you do that?
Wow.
Not really, but
Yeah, because they want to see how contained
okay.
it is.
Well, maybe you could.
Sorry.
Yeah. No. Thank you.
And wasn't Obama supposed to be doing some kind of interview tonight?
Pardon?
What?
I don't know. I thought Obama was supposed to be making some kind of a speech tonight. I don't know. That's what I heard.
I'm pulling one out. I'm zipping it right up. I'm sealing it right back up. Notice I'm glued. There you go, Sarah. You can have that. Grab it, please. Thank you. Okay, now I'm closing the bag, and I will destroy these gloves after this whole event. So that I know for a fact that I did not contaminate that plastic and this Abso mask. I will send you 5 of these Abso masks for any donation to our effort here to the campaign to elect David John Sponheim for president. I will send you 5 of these masks in a Ziploc baggie. Anybody who makes a donation of $10 or more. And I just sent a couple.
I'll tell you
of
what, you got me hooked on as far as donations go. Once you get those colored signs taken care of,
yeah,
I will be donating, and I will actually send you a picture to your email of them sitting out front of my house.
Excellent. I'm going to show you something.
Oh, the signs? Oh, okay. Yeah, that would be great.
Alrighty. Well, you guys have a good show. I'll be watching.
Thank you so much. It was only 3 weeks ago we were saying about hooking up for drinks. Oh.
I gotta work something out for you. Basically, the campaign for my local write-in candidacy is taken on this year, right here. And I'm making these things.
But you're changing them to president?
And it's all going to be for president. And it's going to be a brand new sign with a different look completely. But this is what I've got today. And this is the current sign I'm producing right now. For $1.35, I can make one of these at a color Xerox at Office Max. $1.35, and then I basically take this and put cardboard behind it. And today I've discovered a way in which I can waterproof these.
How do you waterproof them?
I bought some amazing contact paper that's translucent, and I'm going to waterproof these things. So, because I don't want to send you signs, Shrek, unless they are capable of withstanding the weather. Now, these are biodegradable signs, especially with the cardboard. So it's the only biodegradable signs that I'm going to be doing, and I'm going to be sending these out to you in a big bulk bag with wood stakes. And we'll get a price on that. I think it's going to be like $35 total for 7 signs, which is a very good deal. Anyway, I'm not supporting Larson. I'm supporting a write-in campaign to get me to pull votes away from Larson, because what they did to me in the primary, that should be a crime. I talked to people from Romania that said that if anybody stole a sign in Romania, because they value democracy, because it's hard-earned in Romania. Anyone who steals a sign in Romania gets arrested. In our country, nobody seems to care about people stealing my signs. No one's holding a sign in a gay way. Get off your high horse and maybe have an experience that'll enlighten you. Thanks. So the idea is to actually get signs out to people. Thank you.
Hi, Cherry.
Well, I mean, they're closer to democracy than this country at this point. I got Democrats and Republicans stealing my signs and thinking it's okay. All right, thank you.
Oh, I keep forgetting to call about my glasses. Every single day I forget.
I want to thank one of our neighbors is in our chat room. I want to thank him for coming in. Appreciate it. Okay, well, good luck getting to my house. You'd have to get through the filters out in front of the street there. Yeah. We're going to go ahead and take you out of the equation. Thank you. All right. Awesome. Carl supports me 100%. Thank you. All right. I'm glad I shared that with you. Do we still have Shrek on?
Okay, I'm going to go check my email.
Shrek, are you there? Okay.
Yeah, he dropped off. Okay. And you were gone.
Great. Well, I'm glad I pulled that air mask out and I've got that going, because this is my package that I would take with me to a restaurant.
How would you eat with your mask?
Well, I'm thinking I'll cut a little hole in it and put my like a food hole where I could just siphon food through like with a straw, and maybe bring a blender to the restaurant. I'm kidding. It's a joke. All right. Well, Carl is allowed to vote, thank God, and a lot of people can vote. A lunch in Oak Harbor for a $1,000 donation. You know, I'm not going to say no, but I'm not going to say yes either. Yeah, that's a little bit weird for me. I normally don't leave my safety. It's going to cost me $60 for a U.S. Marshal to stand there for the 1 hour we sit together.
I promised you I'd watch that. I never promised you I'd watch that.
We hardly get any donations. Those masks are Abso Blue masks, Mr. Clutch, and they are 1 micron, and they will not guarantee success against Ebola, but they give you a fighting chance against Ebola. If you have the mask ahead of time, you'll be forewarned as forearmed, and prevention is definitely the best motto here. Thank you. No, I didn't tell you you could, no, I didn't promise you that, Demon Dave. I said that you could send me your resume on growing and we'll talk about it if I become president or when I become president.
He said did David promise you that?
No, I said that anybody who wants to, become a grower at the White House.
He claims that you promised him we'd watch a video called Adolf Hitler.
I never promised him that. No. I never promised you that, man. Yeah, $100 gets you to sign a book, but not a swimsuit calendar and a free T-shirt. No, I never said that. Anyway, let's move on. Is Demon Dave a Nazi? Because I'm beginning to think you are, man. Nicole's sending congrats to him, and it's like, what? Yeah, I never promised him a rose garden. I beg your pardon. I never promised you a rose garden.
Yes, 18 characters max. Did you fill out the White House petition?
Your face lights up the room. Thank you. My face must darken the room. Hey, he's a loony who making Nazi statements. Oh, yeah. Thanks, 325, for telling me. No, you can't do anything for $1,000 or $10,000. This isn't Robert Redford and that famous movie with Demi Moore. I mean, seriously. You're living in a dream world. Well, $60 for a U.S. Marshal for 1 hour. Yeah, they're expensive. I read all this. Don't worry. I'll read it all. I never really sent you a book because we never got a donation over $100 2 months ago. I told you the first person who sends over $100 can get a copy of our book, which has no page numbers in it. This is the number 4 copy. And it's signed with Sarah and I, signatures, and it will go to the first person that sends us $100. And it's the number 4 copy. It's written on it. Nobody's having any problems right now. I'm going to let Sarah take over the show, and I'm going to just relax because I've been doing this for, what, 4 hours now? Since 4 o'clock, I've been doing this. So 3.5 hours I've had a show, and it was partly a gaming show. We do a 1.5 hour gaming show before this show. I don't even know who Vanita Gupta is. Okay, Cherry, you can ignore Awesome Carl. I don't have to do anything. I'm just gonna, hang out and watch Sarah talk.
Oh, Cherry.
I am
Awesome
self-employed.
Carl is asking you to.
Yes.
Yes.
I'm retired, actually. Yeah. Whenever I make a sale on eBay, I mean, I don't consider that self-employment.
I heard something, speaking of airlines, 18 characters max. I heard that certain airlines are going to start having pay toilets. So, I mean, they charge you for every little thing. Carry-on bag. It's too big. We're going to charge you for that. Well,
to pay for a toilet?
Yeah. Yeah.
How much for an Ebola mask when you walk in the plane? I mean, seriously, how many of these people went to Cleveland with the nurse who handled Duncan, and the CDC didn't do one thing to stop that nurse from traveling? Can you believe that?
Well, the America's third-party eBay sales, I do report to the FEC.
Yes, we report all America's third-party eBay sales. We've had 3. We haven't had a lot of eBay sales. I've got 7 signs up running right now on eBay. Okay, the top Texas hospital official has told lawmakers we made mistakes on Ebola.
Thanks, Nick.
How many people can we allow to make mistakes on Ebola? Seriously. That's kind of cool. I'll check that out, Nick. That might be worthwhile. Thank you. Yeah, that's a good site. Hello, Cherry Breeze. Thank you. We can't take calls right now on Skype because whenever we do, they see our IP address. Gas prices are falling. It's a sign that the Democrats are controlling and rigging the election for 2014. They're doing this purposely. They're in collusion with the oil companies right now to drop the price of gas before November 4th. I can almost guarantee you that the price of gas will go back up right after November 4th. Mark my words. Well, make no mistake about it.
Sign.
Hmm?
You move the sign.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'll be back. Thank you.
All right.
I just wanted to share with those ideas of safety right now. I seriously wouldn't touch very many things at this time. I don't trust
I know, and
anything
here I
at
am
this point.
touching your computer.
It's okay.
You might
But
want to go get a rag.
I'm going to go rinse my hands off and scrub them with rubbing alcohol. I'll be right back. So you believe Demon Dave is a Nazi camping out in our room? Wow. Am I echoing now? I just turned off any echo.
Check out the title of this article, and then I'll tell you what it's about. Obama cancels more travel to oversee for Ebola response, urging aggressive action. You know, I mean, and it's the oversee over and then SEE. And so it's like, oh, you know, but some people that don't know how to spell, then when you read it, it's that he canceled his own travel. He was planning on going to Rhode Island tomorrow and to New York City to do like fundraising for Democrats. And he's canceled that. He hasn't canceled travel from overseas.
Unreal. This guy is the worst president we could have ever had. It's frightening how bad of a president he is. I would have canceled flights from Africa 2 months ago. I'm shocked that this guy hasn't done it.
Yeah, I'm shocked he hasn't canceled
I just cannot
travel
believe it.
from overseas as well.
Okay, she's not babbling. She's just reading the news. Bear with her.
I'm not a good impersonator. No.
No, that's not her
I can
mainstay.
say, well, I can see Alaska from my house. No, actually, that was not really. That was an impersonator impersonating Sarah Palin. Yeah. Well, I welcome you all to the great state of Alaska. I've never been to Alaska. That's about it.
That is a pretty close impersonation, I must say. Sarah Hart, the next Sarah Palin. There she goes. Yeah.
I have never been to the great state of Alaska.
Whenever I see people clapping on screen.
Perhaps I will someday.
Whenever I see people clapping on screen.
The clap module, it's like.
I always act like I'm a seal, waiting for my fish. It's just so funny. Okay, I'm going to leave.
Thank you very much. All right. Rand Paul is saying Obama is downplaying the Ebola threat. Hillary and Sarah Palin all in one fell swoop. Should not have traveled. CDC Dallas nurse should not have traveled. Obama shook hands, kissed, and hugged and kissed some of the nurses at the hospital that treated the Ebola patients. Oh my goodness. Road to Nowhere. It's on NPR. Ooh, I am going to look it up right now. Ebola patient flew days before symptoms. The CDC didn't tell Benson not to get on a plane. The Dallas mayor says there's no way she should have been on that flight. Oh, wait. An Ebola-infected nurse arrives at Atlanta's Emory Hospital for treatment. What is this? And a second Dallas nurse was on Frontier Airlines flight 1443. Did he get it? Did he get it? What, Meow TV2? Woo! Yes. All right. I'm sorry. So nurse reported fever before flight, but wasn't told she couldn't fly. Wow. She flew from Ohio to Texas. Why was she in Ohio? You mean she flew from Texas to Ohio to Texas? There's also a child in Texas who was on her flight and went to school all week. Oh my goodness. Wow. Okay. It will spread fast, especially with all this traveling. My goodness. I agree with David. The best thing you can do is stay 3 feet away from everybody. Spreading like trolls in David's room. She had called the CDC before leaving to Ohio to report she had an elevated fever and would be flying back to Dallas. She wasn't told she couldn't fly. Somebody dropped the ball. She was in Ohio last weekend to plan her wedding. She was not experiencing symptoms when she made the flight from Cleveland to Dallas-Fort Worth late Monday, but she had a fever before. 24 hours later, she was placed in isolation. Oh, because of her condition, and her conditions has worsened. So now she's not only in Dallas, then they're going to fly her to Emory University Hospital in Atlanta. So she's going to fly again. Wow. No, I'm not legally married to David, but I'm with David. Wait. Oh, goodness. Yes, the NRA ranked David 36% because I don't know why 36%, but because we are still in favor of a 7-day waiting period, like they have here in Washington State. I don't see it as a threat. 312. Well, if your boyfriend has Ebola, then you would get it. You would have a very high likelihood of contracting the illness, just like if your boyfriend had any kind of disease. Okay, so you want me to play this NPR thing or something like that? Oh, good. I'm glad she got it. Good. Yeah. If she ever doesn't like it, she can send it back because everybody likes it on me, but I wanted to keep my word and send it to her. So I'm glad it arrived. Okay, thanks 18 characters max. You can come back every day except for Sunday. No. I wish no, I can't convince David to stop being adversarial to Rodney. I'm sorry, but I just can't do it. Even if I tried, it would just be more about David would be adversarial to me if I were to even attempt to do something like that. Yes, I've tried that too, Floyd Wall. Nope, it's not going to happen. I have tried. I have stated my piece. Recovering, R-E, and then C-O-V-E-R-I-N-G, recovering from her surgery. Okay, good. All right, bye, guests. If this continues, I'll just shut off guest chat. It's all about the efficacy and content in the emulsion. I agree. I don't think it's a good idea, but he feels that he's already taken some risks in that regard, Boo Boo Kitty, and that so might as well continue. I don't really think that's not like I have a big room as it is. You think I should hire security? Why do you think I'm unsafe? Somebody's calling me. I'll be right back. I have no idea who's calling me. There's an Amber Alert in Vancouver last night. No, I will be getting my teeth worked on. Oh, thanks, Abnormal. Okay, I was going to check the news. Be together, not the same. Okay. Which I'm glad I caught up with the news a little bit. Please keep your chat about politics. Thank you.
We are in a hangout, so.
Okay.
You got a phone call?
Yeah, I did.
That's strange. Okay, I made a little something for you to eat. All right, let's eliminate that problem, folks. Yeah, don't keep posting any kind of racial slurs. Okay. Boss Hod, thank you. Well, we will have some America's Third Party signs in bulk to put around your neighborhood. And I'm trying to get the price down to 30 for the large box. I'm trying to work out a configuration to send it in a medium box, but I don't think the size is right. So I may have to make an adjustment.
I'll be right back.
If I can do a medium box, I could probably get these things down to, color ones down to 30 for 7 signs, including the stakes to put them up. I know, and I want to get you signs in Iowa. By the way, if you go to our website, americasthirdparty.com, we have a downloadable petition to get me on the ballot in Iowa. And we still have a standing offer to pay you $1 per signature for the signatures necessary to get me on the ballot. I need 1,500 signatures, basically 150 in every single county. So we would pay you once it's legitimate. Legitimized by the Secretary of State of Iowa. But yeah, a $1 a signature could get you a cool $1,500 if you guys are in Iowa and you want to start collecting signatures. Now that's a cumulative total of 1,500 signatures we need to get me on the ballot. If I make the ballot in Iowa, it's a very good chance that I could get into the mainstream media and finally talk about a third party. I don't have a cell phone. I got rid of my cell phone. I won't turn it off. I'll take care of them as they come in. I want guests to chat. I know a lot of you are a little bit skittish joining any group online, and you don't want to give out your email address, but I can definitely ban these people as they go. All right, the Texas hospital leader is deeply sorry for handling of Ebola. I don't think that's enough to cut it. Deeply sorry that they let a extremely virulent, dangerous virus into our country and allowed it to spread. I mean, sorry doesn't cut it. Sorry. That it's time to possibly levy manslaughter charges against the administrator of the hospital. Let's do it. What do you say? Well, you can make fun of yourself. Okay, Iowa candidate plane crashed? Really? Iowa Libertarian Senate candidate dies in a plane crash. No kidding. No kidding. This is really, really breaking news. Thanks for that, Meow TV. I know, and I will turn it off. Okay, let's go ahead and get rid of it. Even you said you need to turn it off. Okay. Okay, great. Thank you. I don't really need your email address right now. I'm running a background check on you. Yeah, the NPR CDC second Dallas nurse should never have traveled. Read more. Thank you. Well, you need to become an actual member of Vaughn in order to get rid of somebody, or rather to put a link in the chat room. There are no problems, just solutions. I like that. That's very positive. Yeah, it's a low attempt to really shut us down. It's not working. Okay, here we go. The Iowa Libertarian Senate candidate dies in a plane crash. This is really, really serious. Let's take a look at that. Kansas City calling again. Hey, congratulations on that win. You're going on to the Super Bowl, buddy.
Hey, man, you need to get rid of them guests, dude.
I hear you, man. How do I do this other than guest off, you know?
Just get rid of them and turn them off.
All right, guest off.
That dude's spamming the shit out of you.
I know. It's constant. I mean, it's like a video game for me, man. Why is this not unusual?
Hey, I was going to tell you, dude, you got to look up 4409. It's a guy out of Arizona. He does the scam cameras, you know, like where they do the red light cameras.
Right.
Check that out. He's good.
What is it?
He's really good.
Give me that name again, please.
4409.
4409 out of where?
It's out of Arizona. It's he does this. He'll put up like big billboards, and then he'll like put in like you know where the cameras, the red light cameras,
yeah,
and all that kind of stuff. He would like point to where they were at and block them and all kinds of stuff.
Wow.
It's good though.
That's cool.
4409. All right, dude. I'll see you later. Nice show.
Thank you. Take care. Bye. I'll check it out. Yeah. Cool. Well, we found out something about this guy who does this camera thing. That's kind of interesting. All right. Let's just take a look here and stick that picture there. 10 cities, Google done, wasteful government, America's third party. And we're still in our hangout, everybody. We're doing well there. I'm going to open up Vaughn Chat and see if I can get that back up and running. Okay, good. The Iowa Libertarian Senate candidate dies in the plane crash did not work. It had a plug-in crash. We are on JustCast as well, yeah. We are not monitoring JustCast. I will be monitoring StreamUp tonight. I'm going to be opening up my other computer. But seriously, this is 1 micron mask. I'm not allowing anything, guest 521. Seriously. Yeah. I turned it off. Is that okay? Someone's setting nuclear bombs off in the room. That's pretty funny. Good for you. Okay, so Yeah, Ninja Blue. This is a blue Absol mask. One micron filter, which does a pretty good job. Yeah, you keep the blue on the outside. It looks just like a surgeon. This is used in hospital settings around the country. And this is basically what you can use. I'll be using eye protection as well. There you go. You can, I feel like a little bit like Dr. Drew, you know, after the biopsy. I'm sure we'll work through these problems, and I know it's going to be a much better time for you once you get past the vomiting stage. It'll get better. Absolutely. And then when you get past the delirium tremors, you'll be able to realize that you don't need to be an addict. All right. It's fogging up my glasses, I know. Real problem there. We need to fog-proof glasses. Get some of that fog spray at the O'Reilly's. I'm not sure what that means. Somebody just called me a terrible name. Okay, I have a magic marker. I'll draw a smile on the face for you. I don't think I trust that. Oh, that's the lead to E4409. A Nazi checkpoint guards get a taste of their own medicine. I'll check it out, man. So you people are really active in your little U.S. Border Patrol checkpoint discussion as well. That's kind of nice. Fake link, really? What about this one from Scott's Brave? Ebola in Carlsbad? Really? I'm sorry, all of my plugins are not working. I'm so sorry. Yeah, my plugins are not working right now. I can't play your YouTube links. So sorry. All right, great. Thanks for coming in. So I will track that story as soon as it can come on board, but an Iowa libertarian has died in a plane crash, folks. We're going to see if that's suspicious circumstances around that. Thanks for Mount TV. We have that, but it doesn't play because of a flash plugin problem. Okay, let's move on to another issue. Government waste at its best. What better way to talk about government waste than to talk about the amount of money we put into the illegal aliens currently in our prison system? Well, you know, I turned off Just Chat because I felt it was, you know, causing problems. A lot of people aren't Nazis, and they didn't like that Nazi thing that kept popping in the guest chat. But you'd rather have illegal aliens and give them all a free ride like Barack Obama? He released 35,000 of men just like this into our society about 3 months ago. Barack Obama actually let these people in who were in prison in America, right? I've got 400,000, we got 400,000 illegal aliens in our prison system. He let 35,000 of them out on the streets of America about 3 months ago, all under the guise of amnesty. Yeah, right. That's something I can't control. That's our Just Cast. We can't control that. Yeah, in fact, I think I'll just go into Just Cast in a little while and talk to you guys directly. Yeah, we're gonna have to get control over our Just Cast thing. It's ridiculous. Okay, we've got to stop in the chat here. We may be DDoSed, possibly. Yeah, we have a lockdown into the chat. Let's take a look and see if it's still alive. We're in. We're ready. Okay, we're going. David, I can get your JustCast is when dead from banning. Yeah, I'm sorry, security monitor. I can't help you there, but I'm getting to stream up in just a second. So you see the plastic bag containing the gloves? This is enough to protect you from a deadly virus. You just struck America? Really? Hang on a second. Let me check to see if this works. CNN has cut 8% of their staff because they found out that they were asking too many questions. Yeah, I think I like it. I think I'm turning Japanese. I really think so. Yeah, so print screen. This is Ebola, everybody. I'm going to give you guys a quick peek of what the Ebola disaster looks like up close and personal. So we're giving these people a nice place to stay while they die. And Obama is saying, come on into America if you have enough money to get a plane ticket. What are you going to do to stop this? Because obviously the two parties aren't doing a damn thing. It's pretty sad that I have to even come onto the show and ask you folks to build a third party to stop the insanity that's going on around us. Now, this is not for a rectal exam. The buckets are there for their effluent and their vomit. What do you think? God. Now, make that 4,000. He just sent 4,000 Americans into Africa. The beds are for people to, so they can spread the disease to another person that sits there. I will Concorda, but I can't seem to gain any access to the mainstream media. No one seems to want to listen to reason. I mean, I got my neighbor to come into my show, which was kind of nice. It was great. But when it comes to reason and rationale, the American people are in the dark. Boehner's going to travel ban should be considered. He's talking about it. Good. Thank God Speaker of the House Boehner is talking about this. All right. Thank you for saying that, Speaker of the House. Appreciate it. Okay, this is a little Boehner's little add-on to what he believes will save America. You know Boehner. He's the guy who cries a lot. That's the Speaker of the House, Boehner. He said that if the crisis worsens, I think it should happen right now. Here's the U.S. and world map of Ebola outbreaks. Thanks. This is so much fun. Geographic distribution of the Ebola hemorrhagic fever outbreaks and fruit bats. Thanks. Could we make this a little bit more depressing? I mean, really. So we've got two now popping up in the U.S. Right here. Right here in River City. There's two dots. Is this right? No. Okay, there's two dots, one down in Dallas at a port of entry and something over on the East Coast. Okay, great. It's confined to a small area and nothing to worry about. Great. Don't you feel better? I know I do. I'm not going to cry. I'm not going to cry over this. There's no way. He's just crying because he doesn't have any power anymore. I mean, obviously, the Speaker of the House doesn't really have any pull in America. When you've got a lame duck president, you've got a lame duck party like the Republican Party, you've got a lame duck Democratic Party, You got a country of lame ducks. We're turning into a country that looks, acts, and quacks like a lame duck. Yeah, well, I'm seeing a lot of things right now. Dude, there's an Ebola patient in Nebraska. It was probably a Newark, New Jersey airport. Thank you, security monitor. Wonder Woman. Well, I actually saw Linda Carter one day. I was driving down the freeway, getting off the Santa Monica freeway. I pulled off at one of the turnoffs that you had in Santa Monica, and there she was, Linda Carter, smoking a doobie. She's like, and I said, gotcha. And she's like, pretty funny. Watch the video above. I'm afraid I can't watch any videos right now. Computer, lock up. I saw that dancing one. I copied it. No, I just saw her in the car, and she was holding a cigarette like this. It was a marijuana cigarette. And I said, gotcha, you know, and then she's like, yeah, dude, what's up? Anyway, as you know, we support marijuana legalization. We believe it's medicinal. We believe that being it's medicinal, it will prevent illness, increase appetite, and it's a good reason to pull it off the list of controlled substances that is currently plaguing our nation. Now, why would we make it illegal to smoke marijuana when it benefits people? Seriously. I thank you. Thank you for loving me. I feel loved every day. Yes, Shrek, I'm getting into StreamUp, but guess what my computer did last night? When I went to the local Wi-Fi hotspot because we got DDoSed, I was at the Wi-Fi spot and the computer decided to do 15 updates for Windows 7. So we're going to get into StreamUp at 10 o'clock. Right now, it's 70% complete on its updates, the new startup. But yeah, I was surprised. I had to take the computer home and plug it in. Ebola, I'm not trying to get 159 people on Vaughn to vote. I'm trying to get 159 people on Vaughn to think about a third party. I'm assuming that many of you may not vote. It doesn't matter. If you talk about a third party to other people, it will matter. And eventually we'll be able to break through this incredible wall of voodoo that the mainstream media has constructed against any third party. I will view. Jesus tap dancing. That's sacrilege. But it's enough to grab the picture and say, hey, that's a good one. Thanks for that. Looks a little bit like John Lennon. I don't support voter ID. No. It's too easily manipulated by the illegal aliens. If the Supreme Court would get behind the idea of illegal aliens not getting voter IDs, that'd be great. I'm not a dope at all. In fact, you're a dope for not realizing that the mainstream media has prevented any third party from forming in this country. You're a dope for believing that the two-party system in some way represents a democracy. You're a dope for believing that Barack Obama is somehow going to help you. You're a dope, period. In fact, you're a dope because you don't even want to legalize dope. Dope. Which I find pretty damn sad. Barack Obama himself said that he'd smoked marijuana most of his adult life, and even he won't legalize it. Go figure. So you're the dope, buddy boy. Well, you're an American, but you don't know what's going on. What's going on is our entire system has been controlled by powerful moneyed interests. Corporations buy power in the Democratic and Republican Party. Demon Dave says he thought about a third party before, Mr. Sponheim. A lot of people have been thinking about a third party. I'm settled, don't worry. But I got to get people to start realizing the importance of a third party. And it doesn't start by saying, you're a dope for doing this thing. This is all we got. Cite my source. Well, it went over the internet about 2 weeks ago. I say 2 months ago. Let me pull it up. I don't want to update Flash because if I do, I don't trust it. Well, I'm not going to give you Perez Hilton as a source, okay? That would just be wrong. I can give you the Weed blog. How's that? Let's go there. Well, Boone, you don't even understand our platform. You wouldn't even understand our platform if it was staring you in the face. No, I've never had grandparents coming to the U.S. illegally. My mother's line of family members, my ancestors, all came over this country from England in the 1600s. My father's ancestors came over to this country in about 1840 and settled in North Dakota and Minnesota, where the Sponheim family owned over 1,000 hectares at one time. I am capable of comparing sources like you would defend a thesis on all these theories you believe. I have no problem with that. I even cited a source. This is a valid source, the Weed blog, absolutely. Look, it was an interview that Obama did about 3 months ago. This was January, so it even predates that. As has been well documented, I smoked pot as a kid, and I view it as a bad habit and a vice, not very different from the cigarettes that I smoked as a young person up through a big chunk of my adult life. It's right there. Just look at the quote. Here, I'll zoom in on it for you. You know, you people that want evidence of every single stream of information that you just don't understand will not commit to the idea that this guy is a total liar. And he is a complete hypocrite for not legalizing marijuana since he's made these quotes. Exactly. He is a socialist, you idiot. And that's the problem. No, I'm not questioning everything. There's certain substantive parts of our government that are really, really functional. There's nothing goofy about our platform, and I resent that, Topper Dan. You're lucky I don't ban you. Our entire platform is sensible, common sense solutions to America's problems. Barack Obama doesn't have the common sense to legalize marijuana, for one. That's not a joke. That's not some sort of a cartoon. That's a hypocrite who won't legalize marijuana. Other ideas like our mobile medical unit will be an alternative, a bypass to the existing healthcare crisis in America. That's not a loony idea. It's an idea that could very well gain traction in our nation and solve the very problem that we claim we can't solve, the rising cost of healthcare. Mobile medical units like this one right here could be transported into cities around the country and rotated around the nation, providing healthcare, mobile telemedicine capabilities in every major city facing problems. Well, we're going to disagree here, Topper Dan, but the point, I'm not going to ban you because you're going to keep coming in either way, and I've done with my unbanning period. So you slipped through the cracks. You got past the banning period. Richard Einstein, I'm not in any way in disagreement with you on that issue. I really don't care what Vanita Gupta, the Muslim, really wants, Pamela. It's irrelevant to the legalization plan that we have. Yes, I got a whole slew of new campaign signs going up every day. A lot of them are being taken down. This one right here, which I'll show you, is the new one that I just put up, and I'm waterproofing them because I had a big rain up here. You remember all the chemtrails we had recently? Well, we're getting more rain up in Washington than ever before. And I had 2 signs that I had to pull out and rebuild, and they're making them waterproof. So the campaign to write in my name against Larson is still in effect. It hasn't changed. I've got other new signs too that are smaller in format that I'm putting up as well that are also going to be waterproofed. But that's the deal. Let's be clear. It is not the London Bridge. It is actually the Deception Pass Bridge. And if you've ever been to the Northwest, you've got to see this. It's one of the, I call it one of the 10 wonders of the world, really. But it's really amazing. In 1936, I believe, they could finish construction on this bridge. And it's a tourist attraction that draws over 2 million people a year. I'm not sure if that's appropriate GIF. I'm going to ask you to not do this. And that's your last warning, Ebola. And I will ban you from the room. I don't think it's nice to threaten each other in the chat room. So Boone and Demon Dave, please start, engaging in a more friendly encounter, kind of like a male bonding session, if you will. Ban me, you know my sister on the news. Try me. I'm not really sure who your sister is. I don't promote these conspiracy theories. I am discussing conspiracy facts. It's a fact that they are using chemtrails. And we talked about this last night. This is not Truth Tuesday. I'm about ready to go into stream up. But one of my problems is I had to get the computer going. So bear with me. I don't know why people make bacon, but Sarah just made some bacon, and man, my taste buds go through the roof. I love bacon. Bacon, 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 bacon. But I don't eat a lot of it. I know, Carl, you're kidding. Wigging out Wednesday, yeah. No, that's just not true. Sarah has no feelings for Topper Dan whatsoever. Well, there you have it. I love bacon. Yeah, and I'm not Jewish. Well, that's fine. I'm pro-bacon, yeah. No, Topper Dan, again, you need to realize that Barack Obama has lied. Hundreds of thousands of innocents have died. Do you even know anything about a movie called Dirty Wars? Did you go and watch it on Netflix like I asked you to? You need to do that, okay, Topper Dan? I'll show you that movie deals with the tremendous waste of money the government's engaging in it and killing innocent people. Testing out weapons on innocents. Obama has authorized more of these innocent kills than George Bush did. And I don't think a lot of people realize this, but JSOC was developed to defend the president. And the Joint Special Operations Command recruitment video is here right now, right in front of your face. These people go in and they do bad things. And they do it because the president has ordered them to do it. I'm not going to give you the full tutorial video, but I can tell you these kind of operations are going around the world on a daily basis. And there's nothing I can do to change that. Speak your mind, Topper, right. Look, Reagan was bad, Bush was worse, and Obama was worse than Bush. Start realizing that. Until you realize that, you will never be on the same page with many of the people who've literally come to this third-party room because they have nowhere else to go. No one understands it better than the people that have combed the internet for information and found out that the very source of all this incredible fraud and waste that's going on in our country are companies like Lockheed Martin, are companies like Halliburton, which literally charged our government tax dollars $100 a duffel bag to clean clothing for our troops per duffel bag, $100. There's no deception whatsoever. But it only cost Halliburton $5 to wash that duffel bag of clothes. They hired a contracted firm out of Jordan to do it. So Halliburton pocketed $95 per duffel bag. That's just one example. Or $20 for an Advil at the hospital. Thank you. Exactly. Okay, now I'm getting in there. Good. Looking good. Getting ready. Well, let's be clear. We're going to try to get this show going here. The problem with all these shows, though, is it's all a configuration issue. Okay, you've been banned. Thank you. Okay. Okay, here we go. Stream up. We damn near all got the Ebola virus just then. There you go. I'm very concerned, just as you are, folks. I wish I could give you some solace in knowing that your president is doing what the right thing to do, but he's not. And I don't think you should espouse the importance of Hitler here. Thanks for saying that, though, because that's sick. Yeah, that's really sick. I'm going to ban you, too. Thank you, Demon Dave. I'm not sure why I'm thanking you, though. Okay, we'll get in there in just a sec. What can be done right now? You can take precautions. Right now, the government could start building these mobile medical units, like this one built by Mercedes-Benz in 2006. It can go anywhere and handle any kind of situation. It can go literally off-road and solve problems. But do you think Barack Obama has the foresight to create 200 of these units and get them out there? Yeah, I really don't want you to do that either, Demon Dave. So this is your last warning. Do not post anything espousing what you believe is a good thing about Adolf Hitler. I agree with Topper Dan on that one. Don't do it, Pamela. Don't do it. Do not resort to drugs. Are you suffering from pain? What kind of pain are you suffering from? I'm just curious. Sure. No, the Ebola song is inaccurate. It's a reggae beat to an African disease. It's just not right. It would be better if I sang a song right now to a different backbone or backbeat. Yeah, it's like, you know, I would rather play some of my own music or make some music on the fly than play something inaccurate like that. Ebola. Don't touch no dirty Ebola. Get your plastic gloves on, Ebola. Feel the rhythm of Ebola. Prepare for Ebola. Ebola not so bad. Once you got your plastic gloves on. But do not touch your face like the nurse that handled Duncan. Because she took a plastic glove like this and touched her face and she died. I mean, let's get the, you know, the reggae backbeat is inappropriate. Let's check the African version. I'll see if I can play that. I'm sorry, we interrupted this broadcast because of a scripting error caused by our elaborate flash problem, which is continuing. This will get me elected. Exactly. I'll do whatever I have to do. Hey, wait till you see the new Broken St. Obama's video coming out. It's going to be just funny as hell. I'm working on it right now. Yeah, it's going to be great. I should have it released by October 31st. So you'll see it the night I do the impersonation video. Hey, it is Halloween, so I get to dress up as anybody I want, right? Thank you, Concordi. I know. Boone, you know, you've outwore your welcome here, but I'm gonna give you a chance to redeem yourself, because remember, all of the bans are permanent. So I'm no longer just, you know, getting after people for being bad people in the room. Now I'm trying to give people a chance. Ebola. Yeah, she really made some nice bacon, man. Bacon really smells good. But I think Sarah's going to have all of it, because I really don't think I want to get tempted. Okay, thank you. Let me see if I could restart the browser here. Okay, man. Hey, we're having some fun now, man. Yeah. Okay, so we got precautions in play. You never gave me any money to help me, ever. You know, these people are grasping at straws, because we've remained 100% FEC compliant, and we publish all of our results of any donations we get or money we spend every single quarter with the FEC. If you want to check it out, go to fecgov.gov and type in David John Sponheim. I mean, we couldn't be any more transparent than we already are. And these people come in here like mindless, dribble-brained idiots with no way of knowing. You never gave me that money. Sorry, you're lying. I'm going to ban them on the next time around. I'm going to be doing an Ebola type song in blackface. I will be. It's part of a whole thing. I can't tell you the whole gist of it because it would give it away. But yeah. Yeah, send it to me. americasthirdparty@gmail.com. We never received a donation from you. Sorry. Send it to us. Yeah. Go ahead. Yeah, send it right now and post it in chat. I'd like to see it. And I'd like to see my bank's cancellation stamp on the back, too, because I don't believe it. Obama, I hugged and kissed Ebola nurses. You're kidding me. Really? This is for real?
I want to use myself as an example just so that people have a sense of the science here. I shook hands with, hugged.
Holy moly. Wow. Okay. That's a keeper. Thank you. I will be looking at that shortly. I had no idea the guy was that out of it. Unbelievable, everybody. He's unbelievable. Yeah. We're getting